Hi, Alexis. My name is Roy Gazzato, and I am the Kappa president of the PA Foundation. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
First thing I'd like to do is congratulate you on receiving the Stuart Pinto Memorialship Award. That is such a great award to have. Could you tell me why you applied to this particular award?
Yeah, so why I particularly applied to the Stuart Pinto one is what really stood out to me about the award wasn't just his impact with his patients, but what he did outside of the clinic. And when I read about him, I felt like my own journey within PA school has kind of mimicked his own and what I've tried to do, not just with my patients in a hospital or clinic setting, but like outside in terms of like mentorship and advocacy and just bringing the PA profession to everyone who will listen to me, and just creating a better path forward for people like me to get into this field. So I was really inspired by his story and I felt like it aligned very well with my own. And so that's why I decided to apply for that specific scholarship.
That's nice to hear. I knew Stuart personally. He would do a lot of things with particular schools, help interview applicants and things like that. So he was a very, very outstanding guy. I know that Kappa has said that Stuart Pinto's uh, his persona really exemplified mentorship and clinical excellence, and he always had a commitment to give back to the profession.
Mhm.
How do you think that you'll carry those particular characteristics out yourself?
Yeah, so currently with the amazing support from my PA program, as well as the United Negro College Fund and some other PA organizations, we've actually created a virtual pre-PA pathways program, which I'm in my last semester of PA school, but my goal is to obviously continue to grow that program once I graduate. And then we're also talking to other programs about expanding it. And so the idea with the virtual pathways program is there are so many people interested in our profession, but they may live in an area that doesn't have access to PAs or they don't have access to resources or mentorships. And so the virtual pathways basically avoids those barriers and brings access to people who may not have that access available to them via car or transportation. And so that's my biggest project that I've been working on. I've been working on it for a year, and I hope to continue growing it even when I graduate. And then at USC, I've been a MedCore mentor for the past 3 years. So teaching ninth through 12th grade about the college application, how to apply, and just trying to be a support system to them as they navigate higher education. And so I've been doing that for 3 years, and I want to keep continuing to do that for other people.
Alexis, that's fantastic. Uh, I know what it's like going through PA school. I know your time is limited, but yet you're outreaching to all these different great community organizations, all of which that you pretty much founded on yourself. So I really don't know how you've gotten the time to do that, but congratulations. And maybe after you become a PA, you'll have more time to do that. Who knows?
Well, I have a great team that is helpful, and I'm a co-collaborator. So my other counterpart is also amazing, and she's on top of it. So it's great.
So, what inspired you to become a physician associate?
Yeah, so I always knew that I wanted to work in healthcare. I just didn't know at what capacity I wanted to do that. I think a lot of people graduate college and are pre-med, so that was kind of like my route at some point. And then as I started working in healthcare and working alongside PAs and Ps, MDs, I found myself more attracted to the PA profession. Just other than the patient care, like building a deeper connection with our patients and the lateral mobility. What also spoke to me was the advocacy that PAs play within their profession. And I got to see it firsthand during the height of COVID. And so that really kind of solidified for me of, wow, I can follow my passions outside of medicine. I can be an amazing provider for my patients when I'm in the hospital or clinic. And then I can also represent my patients and my profession outside of it through advocacy and legislation. So all of it kind of made sense to me. So I was like, this is why I want to be a PA. We're so multifaceted. Like we're not just healthcare providers.
And I know this past year has been difficult to
Mhm.
have advocacy. And I'm glad that we are, as Kappa, we are sticking with it and we are pushing forward. So, um, congratulations on you pushing forward as well. Who was the greatest influence on your journey to becoming a PA?
I would say my greatest influence is my mom. She moved to America when she was 16. She had worked two jobs to support me and support anything that I wanted to do growing up. And she basically raised me as like, if you don't ask, you don't get. And, it's better to try and get a no than not try at all. And so she's one of my biggest supporters. She pushes me. I wouldn't even have ended up at my I wasn't even going to apply to my PA program. And my mom was like, you better apply. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. And I'm so thankful I did because it was my first interview and my first acceptance. And it was a school I never thought I would get into. So, all to say, like, my mom is amazing. She works tirelessly for other people. And I just can't wait to be a PA and be able to give back everything that she's given to me.
That's a beautiful testimony for your mother. It sounds like you have a very special relationship with her. I'm glad to see that. Um, it makes PA life so much better. And then you'll be able to share everything that you've learned with your mom as well. So that's a very nice thing. Kappa has been sponsoring these scholarships for a while. Why do you think it's important to be a member of Kappa?
I mean, I think it's important to be a member of Kappa. One huge thing I think is not even just like, I mean, I'm going to say advocacy is so important. I will always plug that. And I think a lot of times people think that as a student, we may not have a voice or our voice doesn't matter. But I am a huge advocate of like, yes, it does. And if we don't advocate, especially with our state organizations, like what we've been able to accomplish as PAs is because of our state organizations and because of organizations like AAPA that advocate for us. And those are PAs who take the time out of their day to do that. And so as we grow into our own profession, we also need to kind of take that initiative to speak up because things, if you're not at the table, people will speak for you. So I think it's really important to be members of your state association because things are constantly happening as we've seen happen recently. And if we're not at the table, someone's going to make the decisions for us. So I think it's really important that you get involved in your state organizations, especially Kappa.
Based on your answer, I could see that you really have a good insight about the future of the profession. But there's always going to be those students out there who don't quite yet understand why Kappa is so important. What would you tell those individuals, students that aren't members yet? What should we tell them to entice them to get into Kappa besides the advocacy?
Besides the advocacy, I mean, there's a lot of great opportunities through Kappa. I think a real big one is like mentorship. And I think everyone can appreciate some kind of mentorship. I wouldn't be where I am today without the mentorship that I had. And I've thankfully been able to secure rotations and secure my rotations with the help of the mentors that I have met through Kappa, not just at Kappa events, but also AAPA events. And so if, advocacy is not your biggest thing, mentorship is just as important. And I think that's a really huge thing to get out of being a Kappa member.
Thank you. That's an excellent response because you are so right. Kappa offers a lot of things, but mentorship is a big issue as well. So I appreciate you responding to that. Now, graduation's coming close for you, correct?
Yes.
So after graduation, what are your professional goals as a licensed PA?
Yeah, so I am applying to some fellowships, specifically CT surgery fellowships, cardiothoracic fellowships, and then also hopefully I would love to work in cardiothoracic surgery. So that's kind of the in the professional way that I am hoping to achieve as a PA. But also, like I said, with this virtual pre-PA pathways, I definitely want to continue my work with USC. And so I don't know at what capacity yet, but I also want to ensure that I continue that work because I don't want to leave and then it's gone. So it's important that I keep putting my time into it as well as making sure I leave it in a place that, when other people below me come into the position, they can keep it running. So that's my goals for right now.
Good. Well, you'll keep yourself busy.
Yes.
So on behalf of Kappa and all the leaders in the membership, we want to congratulate you on receiving the Stuart Pinto Memorial Scholarship. We hope things go extremely well for you in the future. I know that you're going to be an excellent PA. So congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.